Hello, everyone. Welcome back once again. And I also want to use this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the little wins. It means a whole lot to me. All right. So please, I'll still encourage that you like, comment. Please, if you have a different opinion, comment in the comment section and please subscribe. Okay. So without wasting much time, I will be diving into the analysis for today's game, for today's Champions League. I mean, the Champions League is back, and I believe you are happy. I'm also happy. Sincerely, it is the best moment of my life, the best moment of our life that we get to enjoy the Premier League during the weekend. And during the week, we have the Champions League to also enjoy. So, without wasting much time, I'll be analyzing today's match. Then I'll also analyze tomorrow's match in my next video and next tomorrow's match also. Now, before I also continue, I want to put up a disclaimer that there is no team, I think I've said this before, that there is no team that should be undermined. There is no team that should be despised, okay? Because it is not just by chance, it is not a random thing that all these teams made it to the Champions League. They were actually top tiers as far as their teams are concerned. They either came first or they came second. Okay, it's just in the Premier League and or it's just in England La Liga that you can see top three or top four making it to the Champions League without having to play qualifiers. All right, so today we have Kairat versus Real Madrid. Now, Real Madrid beating Marseille in the last game was it wasn't an easy task despite the fact that they were at home. Because if the penalty was not given to Real Madrid, they possibly would have gone home with a 1-1 draw. Or even Marcel getting the motivation to come back to win. Okay. So to an extent, I don't see this being an easy match, an easy win for Real Madrid. There is possibility that Real Madrid will win, but I'm seeing something around 2-0, 2-1 or 3-1 win for Real Madrid because it is a home game for Almaty. You get so to an extent, I feel like Xabi Alonso should not see this match as a walk in the park. It is not going to be an easy task, and Real Madrid must be ready. Now, moving on from there, we have Atalanta versus Club Brugge. Now, these two matches will be taking place by 5:45 p.m. today. Okay, last week or last 2 weeks, we got a shock of our life as Club Brugge brutalized, as they embarrassed Monaco. They beat Monaco 4-1. So Atalanta should not see this match as an easy match, sincerely. It's going to be a really tough time for them. Now, the same last 2 weeks, PSG also brutalized, they embarrassed Atalanta. So I'm seeing Atalanta wanting to take a revenge. They must come really prepared. They must come with their A game. Okay. Now I'm seeing this match being a tough one, sincerely. It's going to be a tough one. But I'm still seeing the fact that Atalanta might eventually get a draw. They might be going on with a draw or maybe an escape win. But it's going to be a tough match. And it's not going to be an easy win also for Club Brugge like it happened last 2 weeks. Moving on from there, we have Marcel versus Ajax. Now, Ajax has been superb. They've been fantastic. But Marcel too, with what they played against Real Madrid last week or last 2 weeks, it has shown that they didn't come to sell dodo for real. They didn't come to warm about. They came fully prepared. And so it's going to be the toughest, sincerely. It's going to be the toughest or the tougher, yeah. It's going to be the game of the tougher one. And Marcel being at home, forget the fact that they lost against Lorient in their last match. They got a penalty, but they were playing away. And I've noticed that when Marcel is playing away, it's kind of a lot easier to beat them away than at home. So I still see Marcel getting a lead. I see Marcel winning to this match, sincerely. They are likely going to win, possibly not with a very huge margin. So maybe like 2-0, 3-0 thereabout. But I'm seeing Marcel getting a win. Okay. Now, sorry. Moving on, we have Inter versus Slavia Praha. That's by 8 p.m. Inter won his last match. Then Slavia Praha had a draw against Bodo Glimt. It was a very fantastic match. It was really fantastic and very tough. Sincerely, it wasn't very easy. They were at home against Bodo Glimt, but they had more chances that they could not create. So I felt they could have won the match because I watched the match a little bit because I knew it was going to be tough. Because both Slava Praha and Bodo Glimt are doing well in their individual leagues. Okay, so Slava Praha against Inter. Inter is at home, so I'm seeing Inter also winning. Inter is likely going to win because Inter won. They won their last match, so I'm still seeing Inter winning again. Maybe something around 2-0, 3-0. The Champions League experience will always play out, sincerely. It will always be a factor. Then, moving on to Chelsea versus Benfica. Okay, Chelsea versus Benfica. Now, we should not forget that Benfica has a new coach, and the coach happened to be the former coach of Chelsea. Okay, he was once Chelsea coach. And as much as we seems to know Mourinho, but one thing we know about Mourinho is that Mourinho does not want to lose. He prefers to go home with a draw. He prefers to score one goal and lock up. Okay, but I'm seeing this match as a very tough one. Okay, because this is the first time Mourinho will be coming to Champions League after Fenerbahce lost. After Fenerbahce was not able to qualify and they eventually moved to Europa. Okay, I think it was after that same match that he got sacked. And now he's back to the Champions League again. So I think he will come a lot prepared. Benfica gave Chelsea a tough time. They gave Chelsea a tough time during the Club World Cup. So to an extent, even if Chelsea is going to win, it's going to be a very tough one. Sincerely, it's going to be a very tough one. And if we've seen Chelsea records in the last 2, 3 matches, it has not really been the best one. So I'm seeing a draw or possibly a slight chance of winning for Chelsea. Sincerely, I'm seeing a draw, but because Chelsea is at home, the Stamford Bridge advantage will definitely play out. So to an extent, I'm seeing a slight chance of winning, and from what I'm seeing majorly is a draw in that match. Sincerely, is a draw because Maresca has not really been too reliable. And sincerely, it's a big concern. It's a very big concern. I don't know why he keeps keeping Ganacho in the bench. Don't put Ganacho on the bench. Let him start at the left wing. And let Estevao or Pedro Neto. I would even prefer Estevao Williams at the right wing. Then we have Joao Pedro at the number 9. Then Caicedo Enzo, both playing the pivotal role in the midfield. And please leave Reece James at the right wing back. Let Reece James stay at the right back. Let him handle that position, okay? Now, moving on from there, another big match tonight, Galatasaray versus Liverpool. Now, sincerely, this is a great game that we don't know that we need. Like a game that we need, but we don't know how much we need it. Now, Galatasaray lost against Frankfurt last week or last 2 weeks. Frankfurt beat them and beat them well. There are so many crazy happenings as far as the Champions League is concerned. Nobody really expected it. Okay, but I think the home advantage it played well for Frankfurt. So this match today, sincerely, is going to be tough. But I still feel like Liverpool will likely win. See, forget Liverpool might have defensive issue. They might have defense error. But when it comes to them scoring, they are very good at it. And we should also understand the fact that you can't compare the Turkish league to England, sincerely. I think that experience we always, and the caliber of players Liverpool have, the likes of Isak, Ekitike, the Florian Wirtz. I mean, there have been a lot of issue about it, but I still believe that the forward is solid enough to outplay Galatasaray. And I don't think Osimhen is fit yet. I don't think he's back or yet. So to an extent, I'm still seeing the fact that Liverpool is going to win. I'm seeing something around 3-0, 2-0. Thereabout. No, it's Galatasaray will score. Yeah. So I'm seeing something around 3-1 thereabout. 3-1, 2-1 thereabout. But I'm seeing Liverpool possibly getting a late win as usual. Then Pafos versus Bayern Munich. Now, Bayern has been terrifying. See, when you say terrific, that's the singular word to describe Bayern. Forget who Paphos may be. Forget the fact that Paphos is at home. I'm seeing Bayern motorously beating Paphos. I'm seeing something around 5-0. I'm serious. Like, without goal margin. Something around 5-0. Go and check what they did to Mainz in their last match. Was it Mainz now? Who did Bayern play in their last match? But I think they beat them and they beat them very well. Like they really beat them. Okay, so I'm also seeing Bayern winning this one effortlessly. It's going to be a straight win as far as Bayern is concerned. Okay, now Bodo Glimt versus Tottenham. Tottenham is a lot. They've been in their best of form. The same way with Bodo Glimt. But we should not also forget the fact that Bodo Glimt they were part of the team that Tottenham took off as far as Europa League was concerned last season. Okay, so I'm seeing Tottenham still getting that win or possibly a draw, but I'm seeing Tottenham having that edge because Tottenham have been really solid. The Wolves gave them tough time this last weekend, but I'm still seeing them still getting that edge. Why? Because their defense is so top notch. Their defense is solid. Okay, and with that counter attack they use, I think they have such an incredible edge. Okay, look at the way they beat Villarreal in their last 2 weeks match. So it was solid beating. They just scored their one goal and they kept it, and the end is history. Okay, then moving on from there. After that, we now have the final match for today. That will be Atletico Madrid versus Frankfurt. Whew. Now these two are in their forms. Okay, Atletico Madrid was beaten by Liverpool. That's 3-2. It could have ended 3-3. It was a late win from Liverpool as usual. Aha. Then Frankfurt beat Galatasaray. I think that was around 5-1, if I'm correct. About 3-1 at the very end of the first half. Okay. So I'm seeing the match being a tough one. There are so many tough matches, and that's the beauty of the Champions League. The fact that there are so many matches to enjoy, so many toughness, sincerely. I think this is another incredible match. And to an extent, I'm actually seeing them getting draw. But wait, Atletico Madrid also beat Real Madrid 5-2. This just concluded week. Because, I mean, the home advantage too will always be an advantage. The fact that they are at home. So, to an extent, I'm seeing Atletico Madrid getting an edge a little bit. Something around 2-1, 3-1 thereabout. But I'm seeing Atletico Madrid possibly winning. But it's like it's going to be an escape winning or a possible draw. All right. So that's the summary of my Champions League view as far as the analysis of today's Champions League matches are concerned. Please, if you have stayed this long, please do well to like, comment, and subscribe. And in my next video, I'll be releasing the analysis for tomorrow's match. Okay, thank you so much and have a great day ahead.